of Europe, and they said, should it be called the Golden League or the Platinum or the Diamond? We want to. The politics are of total irrelevance. So, and today's presentation, it was called the African Football League. But for purposes of our discussions, it has been called the African Super League, the African Football League, and we'll move forward on that basis. But the key issue for us is really the abnormal interest that we've been exposed to from some of the biggest and most prominent investors and sponsors. The Super League, African Super League, African Football League will start in August 2023. It will start in August 2023. We will be engaging with important stakeholders over the next few weeks. A lot of excellent work has been done. And I want to thank the president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, and a world-class team from CAF and FIFA have been working together. And I think part of the huge excitement is sponsors and investors who are anxious to partner and to get involved. The important matter from CAF as well is a significant amount of the money from the African Super League / African Football League will go to the clubs. I can tell you a few things. We are looking at $100 million to be used as prize money. $100 million to be used as prize money. The winner of the African Super League will get between 11 and 12 million for first prize, American dollars. And there'll be lots of other prize money to as part of the $100 million US. Part of the process involves giving every member association at least 100, well, let me say, giving $1 million every year to every one of the 54 member associations as a contribution to football development, to the youth development, and to football overall in every one of the countries. And also some of the contributions must go to CAF itself to increase the prize money for the AFCON. So if you win the AFCON, you get, we've increased it the last time, we make it even more. If you win the Champions League, and I want to say that I'm very proud of what the president of Al Ahly said, when he said, please, this is something I raised from the minute I was, soon after I was appointed president, that we want the prize money for the Champions League to be significantly more than what it is. So we had a very good meeting. And of course, the media in South Africa, the editors of all the major media asked to see me, and I mean, I don't get as much time as they would like to for me to address the media in South Africa. But one of the key issues that were raised in that meeting that I had with the editors of all the major media was the duty and the commitment from CAF that under no circumstances will journalists or people from the media, because we were told that some of you have been bullied in some events in the past, including at the CAF event in the past. I don't know which one it is. So we really want you to give us any information concerning either CAF in Cairo or anywhere else where we've got events, including any member association. including any member association, again, where the specific complaint of bullying was raised. So we will investigate those issues, and I can tell you we will take appropriate action. But leave that for a minute. We are clear as CAF that both at head office, and that's why I'm proud of the good work that that Lux is doing in the office at head office in Cairo. We are committed to engage with the media at all times, which means also there's a duty on our side when you ask questions, make inquiries, that we really respond timeously and effectively and treat the media with the kind of respect and courtesy they deserve. So I'm just repeating it here because it's an important issue that in your engagement with football in Africa, you have to feel that we don't only respect you, which is important, and treat you with the courtesy that you deserve, but also are committed to working together. You've got to do your job. The media in Africa is critically important. The media is part of the bastions of democracy. And they've got to keep all of us accountable, transparent, and interrogate and scrutinize, but also criticize. An independent and a respected media and journalism is one of the best gifts, one of the best legacies we can leave for future generations and also currently. Now, I'm gonna make sure that if there's anything else that.
I think the second page.
Yeah, I'll see that. Yeah, and then you will see that we are all here in Morocco, and we've increased the prize money for the whole of the women's AFCON. It's part of the commitments I made to significantly uplift the quality and the standard of women's football, to significantly uplift and develop the quality and standards of youth football, and equally importantly, to make sure that African football is globally competitive. You've got to look at football as an important instrument, an important tool to bring people together on the African continent, different languages, different cultures, different races. I was saying in South Africa when Neil Tovey, many years ago, was carrying the trophy because South Africa had won the AFCON. The people didn't say Neil Tovey, the white captain. They said Neil Tovey, our hero. Football brings people together. And the same thing applies in another sport called rugby. The captain of the rugby team in South Africa now is Siya Xolisi, who's black. And he's a hero for all people, black and white. And Francois Pienaar won the competition for the first time in South Africa. And he's white, but they look at him as a hero. Part of our job is to bring people from different languages, different ethnic groupings. In many parts of Africa, I'm told that when the national team plays in Nigeria, they say they forgot that there are people from the north and people from the south. And they forgot whatever religious or other differences there are irrelevant. And that's how it should be in Côte d'Ivoire and other parts of the world. So I just want to conclude. I think you wanted to imply that there's something else. So I saw that. But is there something I'm forgetting, Lutkolo? Because you seem to say that. No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so those are, and I'll ask the General Secretary to also raise some issues. But I think those are the key issues, the decisions we took. There were many other decisions we took. I don't want to bore with them. But the key issues, as I said, Total Energies, Africa, Cup of Nations, AFCON, Côte d'Ivoire will now be held in January, February of 2024. And having said so, I want to repeat, I am so proud of the world-class infrastructure facilities, the support from President Ouattara, the Prime Minister, and the whole of the cabinet and the football people in Côte d'Ivoire. I think that competition is going to be very special. And I also want to thank the people in Morocco, I want to particularly thank His Majesty King Mohammed VI. May God assist him. And the people of Morocco and my brother Fauzi for a beautiful opening ceremony and a beautiful competition. I will be visiting other countries. I'll be going to Algeria and also Libya because it's key to engage with and make sure that there's continued progress. Algeria is a proud football nation. Morocco is a proud, Egypt often, so they are also a proud football nation. And of course, all of the nations that are going to Qatar, Senegal, Cameroon, Ghana, Tunisia, and Morocco, we are very proud of them. And they'll be representing their countries, but they'll also be representing Africa. So, and the other key issue is that the African Super League, African Football League, today we took a decision to say you must now implement it. It has huge potential to significantly uplift and make African football even much more competitive. And as I said, in Tanzania, on the 10th of August, we will be launching it. And then we'll be spending the next few weeks and months continuing to talk to some of the investors and the sponsors and the partners who have been coming to us and said, we want to be part of this incredible and exciting partnership. And CAF, we will continue with the AFCON, with the Champions League, competition for women, competition for youth as CAF, and make sure that the quality of football on the field of play is world-class. The stadiums, and I must say, the TV stations that has been broadcasting these games, all the CAF matches, we don't only want to thank you, but to say you make us so proud. Because African broadcasters and the TV skills and expertise on the continent is as good as the best in the world. So I'm going to ask the General Secretary to make whatever remarks he may want to, and then we'll take questions, and I have to rush off. I have to go to attend part of the match here in Rabat, and then immediately afterwards I've got to go into the car and go to Casablanca and attend the other match in Casablanca. And I'll be doing following similar processes tomorrow. But I'll see all of you again at the CAF Awards to identify the most successful and the most popular football players who are from the African continent. And I will be seeing many of you at the final of the Women's AFCON. I really don't know, I wish all of them the best. The quality is amazing. And I'll be seeing many of you in Tanzania for the CAF. You must go on safari. Don't just go to Tanzania. And it's an incredible, incredible country to go and see part of the wildlife. It's amazing. It's a beautiful experience. And of course, much later, we'll all be together in Qatar. Veron, any remarks on your side, and then we'll take questions. And we will unfortunately have to keep it as brief as we can because I have to rush off to the game here and then from there rush off to the match in Casablanca. Mon frère Veron.
Thank you very much, President. Good afternoon to all of you. You covered everything, Mr. President. I want just to mention one important thing that today the Executive Committee also approved or supports the decision of the Women Committee for the CAF administration to conduct a study. It will be for the first time to have to study the possibility to launch the under-17 zonal championship. So this is a very important step to develop women football. Thank you, President.
Just to add one other thing thanks, Lux. To add one other issue, a decision was formally taken today that the CAF Champions League is going to be two-legged. It will no longer be the decision which I inherited. The decision was taken in 2018 or 2019 that really caused a lot of the problems and unhappiness concerning the venue of the CAF Champions League. And I said in South Africa, and I repeat, I absolutely fully not only understand, but fully appreciate the huge amount of unhappiness that the president of Al Ahly expressed in relation to the hosting of the CAF Champions League here. And let me explain to you. The decision was based on legality, on the rules, and more importantly, on a decision that was taken before I arrived. So it's one of those situations where, complying with, and of course, Morocco won because for several reasons. Number one is because the infrastructure here is world class. But the second reason, as I said previously, when Senegal withdrew, we really have there was no choice because Egypt did not bid to host it. But my job as president of CAF is to treat every club and every nation equally. It's very important. I have a duty to every single club on the African continent, and I've got a duty to every single nation on the African continent. And we will, and it's a duty I have, to treat all of them fairly and justly and equally. And the issues of the perception that there are times when Morocco is being favored, it's just that Morocco at times is the only country, it's the only country that bids. And the reason why they bid is because there's a lot of costs and expenses that goes with hosting. And my job is not only to thank Morocco, because Morocco also supports many nations. I mean, I travel in Africa and I hear so many football presidents, including heads of state, say to me, just thank you for acknowledging the work, the help that Morocco is providing for football development. And my focus is to encourage many more African countries to say, do what Morocco is doing. Bid for many of the competitions. And there are many countries in Africa that have the capacity to help other nations in terms of their development and growth of football. Okay, so we'll now take questions. And I just, again, want to conclude that it's not just a matter of what the rules say, it's also the perception. We are committed to making sure that in terms of the perception that people have and football people all over the world has, that our behavior and conduct indeed reflects fairness and justice and equality of treatment of all nations or national teams, as well as every single club. I have the same duty to every club in Egypt, every club in Algeria, every club in Morocco, every club in every one of the African countries. Okay, let's take questions and just say who you are, ask the question. And when I'm on the way to the stadium, we've got a world-class team of media people led by Lux, and we will address whatever questions you may have. Where do we start?
Merci, President. We'll take the first question. Any questions?
And if you've got questions in French, please proceed and we'll translate them because, my name may be Patrice, which is, my father gave me a French name, but I'm trying to brush up. I've met so many French presidents, some of whom have said, we are not going to talk English with you. Not when your name is Patrice. So I'm working and trying to improve my French. Yes, and thank you to BBC for partnering, coming here, and thanks for the excellent work that you and BBC is doing. We appreciate that.
Yes?
Thank you. If okay, can I ask 3 questions just to clear up a few things? You talked about the Champions League ongoing and the Super League ongoing. Is it the case that the Champions League will run for the next year and then it gets replaced by the Super League? Have I understood that correctly? Secondly, just want to talk about the prize money for women's football. I believe that the total prize money is now $2.4 million, which is less than the $2.75 million given to the runners-up of the men's AFCON. Do you think that sends the right message if you're trying to do so much to develop women's football, which you are, but is it sending the right message? And finally, why have you made this decision so late with regard to June, July 2023, the rainy season on Ivory Coast? It doesn't move. It was fairly predictable that they had bad rainfall then. So why have you made this decision now, and could you not have seen it coming?
Let me start by saying, thank you for those. Those are important questions you're asking. Very, very important. Let me start with the first one. You spoke about the prize money for women, which is now 2.4 million. I mean, this is it's 150% increase, and if you saw what happens in America, I can assure you that CAF still has financial challenges, serious challenges. And I was saying to the Exco that I think next year, around about towards the end of next year, you will begin to see some of the positive financial changes that are taking place. So there are financial problems that I've inherited, and we've increased it by 150%. The commitment is to keep improving it and to keep increasing it, because women's competition is immensely popular, and so we'll keep talking and keep seeing what progress we make there. And the second one is, why are we announcing the fact that AFCON, the men or the male AFCON, men's AFCON, is going to be held in January, is because we've got a partner, even though we take the decision, but it's just, I think, more than anything, out of courtesy and out of respect. We've been taking so much advice. Some people said, yes, there's climate change and rain may not be an issue, and we shouldn't worry. And then the advice we're getting is that they're singing wonderfully fast. And the advice that we're getting is we cannot take that risk. So that's why there's still a lot of time. And that's why it's necessary that we made the announcement today. What was your first question again?
Champions League.
Yeah, very good question. The Champions League will continue. Alongside? Yeah, it will continue alongside. And I'll tell you why, because there's going to be a total review of all fixtures. Total review. Champions League, confederations, and this the new African Super League or African Football League. And then you've got to look at that in the context of the AFCON fixtures and the FIFA fixtures. So, and that's why we are hugely privileged that we've got a partnership with Europe that's important to us. It's very important to us, and we need European football to continue to succeed. And and we are alive. We're aware of the issues which relates to European football that may have an impact on African football, and the issue of African players in Europe. Our starting point is, and I've had lots of very good meetings with the president of of UEFA, Alexandra Sefrin. And there's and of course Nasser is the president or the chairman of PSG, is the leader of the European, what do they call it? EAC, European, ECA, European Club Association. Yeah. So we really want to work with all of them. European Club Association, the football clubs in Europe, led by its chairman Nasser, president of PSG, as well as Alexandra Sefrin from a UEFA perspective, for all of us to work together. And we want European football, we want European clubs to continue succeeding and doing well and growing. And we also want to make sure that side by side with that, African football grows and develops. And my primary duty and my primary focus is to contribute to the development of growth of African football, as well as the partnerships with our continental partners in football worldwide. Okay, any other questions? Yes.
Celestine, and then I come to you, David. I think Celestine, but you're from the same organization, right? It's not fair, but you're the lady, so I give you the privilege.
I agree.
Okay.
Ladies are very special.
Okay, Celestine, also from BBC. I want to also ask a clarification on Women's Champions League. We haven't had anything, if there's any plans for prize money or what plans you have there.
Very important.
And yeah, and then another question would be something that happened in this competition. We saw Barbara Banda being ruled out because of gender eligibility issues. How is it that she could play in the Olympics and now she can play at this tournament?
Okay, they'll advise me on that because I went to bed 4 o'clock in the morning. And I had to be up very early for various other issues. But the first issue is, as much as we are increasing or have increased the prize money for the women's AFCON, we are looking at all of those competitions, including the women's. I mean, the Women's Champions League was won by a club called Mamelodi Sundowns. I don't know where are they from. My only consolation is that because there was no money, I would have felt very bad if it was won by any other club and there was no prize money. So we could bully the trustees of that club and say, listen, you did a good service to African football. So that's a key issue. Celestine. So a very important issue that we are looking at in terms of increasing the prize money there as well. And now you were talking about, Veron, this lady where there's a problem of eligibility. You want to respond to that?
Yes, sir, the lady called Barbara Banda from Zambia.
Yeah.
Celestine, I think what we'll do is that we will advise you on your question in this. And I mean, we had checked with our medical committee. I know you have asked this question before. And according to our medical committee, there is no such decision from them, from the CAF medical committee. So I just thank you, President, through you, of course.
Thank you. I see there's another BBC there.
Sorry, David has his hand for quite some time, RFI and France 24.
Yes, hello everyone, David Kalfa from Radio France International. Won't you have the same issue with the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Guinea? I mean with the weather?
You say we're going to have the same in 2025?
Yes.
Where?
In Guinea.
Yeah. Well, all of these issues are being and have been and are being looked at by the executive committee, and we'll make the appropriate announcements in due course. Very good point.
David.
Yeah, David, very good point. And but we don't want to run the risk of having a competition that's going to be washed out. It's not good for African football, for our image, and we have to work on that basis. But very good point.
I can't see clearly who's his side, but I think there is someone else who raised. Sorry, the lady with the red maroon. Thank you very much. Sorry, excuse me.
She's from Qatar. There's the color of Qatar. Oh, you're from Zambia? So, you are the champions. Very proud of you.
Alors bonjour, je m'appelle Mariam Diaye, je suis journaliste au quotidien sénégalais Les Échos. Ok.
Yeah, they're translating? Yes, President. Are they translating? Yes, President. Okay, proceed.
C'est bon.
Thank you.
Alors moi, ma préoccupation, c'est celle de tous les Sénégalais et particulièrement du sélectionneur national Aliou Cissé, qui voudrait que la fenêtre de septembre soit déprogrammée pour janvier ou février pour leur permettre de faire une meilleure préparation pour la Coupe du Monde. Est-ce que vous avez pris ça en charge en décalant la Coupe d'Afrique Côte d'Ivoire en 2024? Merci.
Very good question, because we made it very clear from a CAF perspective that we are going to do everything possible to make sure that we facilitate and assist our 5 nations that are going to Qatar. Critically important. And there was a lot of discussions and meetings and input. I think the president of our vice president was actively involved, the SG. So the arrangement we have now meets with their approval. It's the appropriate strategy under the circumstances. Okay, next question.
I'll take the next question. I'll go back next to the citizen. Sorry, man. You can go ahead.
The lady there did such a good job in Rwanda.
Usha Kumungisha.
Usha, yes. Where is she from?
She lives in Rwanda.
Is that so? You know, these people in South Africa, they claim all the wonderful people. Whether you're from Senegal or Rwanda, now you belong to us. So I was so proud of the excellent work you did in...
She's part of the CAF condemned team now.
Oh, this is wonderful. Yeah. Is that so? But they say CAF doesn't pay properly, so CAF must improve. But you did a wonderful job. I was very proud of the work you did. So where's the next question?
Anas صوت الريح deuxième point. What will be the criteria to choose the clubs that will participate in the Super League? And what about its system? Will it be like the Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup, or it will be like a closed tournament in one place?
Very good question. And the criteria to start off, there'll be about 24 clubs, and they'll be chosen based on the FIFA ranking. And there's a whole lot of criteria. We want geographic spread, and there's a limit to the number of clubs you may have in any single country, as well as in every region. So all of that information will be disclosed to you. But we need, we've got a process that has to be transparent, open, and it also has to allow other clubs that are not part of the African Super League / African Football League in the beginning, that there's an opportunity for them to compete and qualify and be part of it in future. When you're in Africa, you've got to deal and treat everybody fairly and justly. And, and also give opportunities for everybody to participate at the highest level.
I think I'll take the last few questions now, so that it's almost, it's almost kickoff in the other game. Sorry, President.
Yeah.
The gentleman from Burkina Faso.
Antoine Bationo des éditions Le Pays du Burkina Faso. Je voulais revenir un peu rebondir sur ce que mon confrère David Kalfa a posé comme question sur l'organisation de la CAN. Vous avez dit que vous allez y penser, mais à la fin, il y a cette opinion-là qui dit que est-ce qu'il ne faut pas revenir à cette époque-là où on jouait la CAN, en janvier, février, et là où il y avait beaucoup plus de certitude sur le climat, où il y en a qui avaient dit après, il faut jouer la CAN en fonction aussi des périodes climatiques, des saisons climatiques dans certains pays, comme l'exception de la Coupe du Monde cette année. Je ne sais pas, est-ce qu'il ne faut pas avoir une décision finale pour ne pas vivoter à chaque fois?
Always. Yeah, no, well, I think our intention is to make sure that there's pronouncements of where the competition is going to take place in due time and also so that there's an understanding where we go. Everything right now is being reviewed, and you must also understand that January is not the ideal time because the European clubs are not keen to release some of their best players. As it is now, we really have no choice. That's the only time we have in terms of developing and growing African football. But these issues are looked at, and we'll make, if there's a need for any further announcements, we will do so in due course. You want to say something?
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Je voudrais juste ajouter, messieurs, que vous savez, comme les autres continents aussi, l'Afrique est divisée par l'équateur. Donc, si ça dépend quelle période, au nord, c'est la saison de pluie. Et puis, si on met ça en janvier, Gabon, RDC, Congo-Brazzaville, il pleut au mois de janvier. Donc, ça aussi, ça dépend de où. Donc, ça, c'est très difficile pour définir la période. C'est très difficile. Mais c'est vrai que c'est l'idéal d'avoir une période carrée pour jouer tous les matchs.
Okay, President, just your closing remarks, President, and then we'll wrap this press conference to release our colleagues to go to the match today.
Thank you so much. Thanks once more, Laks. And thanks to the staff at CAF, and thanks to my brother Veron for the excellent leadership he's providing. And my brother Seido, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to the media for being here and for the very good work you do. The CAF staff is here to deal with all of your questions, and we will I think we'll have our next press conference. Look, Laks will make an announcement as to when the next press conference will be held. But thank you so much. We are very honored that you are here, and thank you for the good work you do. Merci beaucoup.
Here we go.
So we must trust you now.